everyone, myself Bhumi Patel, Assistant Professor at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Instrumentation and Control. Today's our topic is Basics of Timers in the chapter number 8, Programming Timers. So first of all, what is the timer, what is the application of the timers and different types of timer that we have used in the different industry. So there are very few industry that do not need at least one or two timer function. So mechanical timing relay of a different company, they will use to opening or closing some circuit or the contact. They will use some input data, and timer allows a multiple operation in a control circuit to be automatically started or stopped at the different time interval. So the one major advantages of the timer is that each time may be programmable, variable time as well as a fixed time. So we can set a variable timer in the particular industry. Also we can set a fixed timer for this particular fixed product. So another advantage of using the PLC timer is that each timer accurately, reproducibility, repeatability and reliability whenever we use extreme high temperature, because of we can use a solid state device in the timer technology. So timer is very important thing whenever we deal with the PLC programming, and the programming is very used in the particular industry. So the first type of the timer is the non-retentive timer. Now what is the diagram? What is the ladder diagram of the non-retentive timer? So in the non-retentive timer, we can just use one input and one output. Okay, so if we can connect here a switch, suppose the input switch name is IN01, okay, and we can use one output and the name of the output is CR01. Okay, now here we have used a non-retentive timer. So what is the command in the PLC for using the non-retentive timer? So we can here write down the T01 and we can connect here the timer, and the value of the timer is 4 seconds. So whenever this coil is energized, my timer will be run 4 seconds. Okay, whenever this coil is de-energized, my timer will be off. So the non-retentive timer is used for the particular application. So whenever the input is energized, we can start the timer for this particular second. So we can write here different time. Suppose my plant is run for 20 seconds, so we can connect here 20-second timer, and T01 is my the timer command. So whenever the coil is energized, my timer will be on, and whenever my coil is de-energized, my timer will be off. So this is the diagram for the non-retentive timer. Okay, so the first type of the timer is the non-retentive timer. So a single input timer is called a non-retentive timer. Now retentive timer. Operation of the disadvantage of the non-retentive timer is overcome by the retentive timer, because as you know, in the plant or in the industry, we cannot deal with only one input. We can use more than one input for this particular system. So non-retentive timer, disadvantages of the non-retentive timer is that we can use only one input and the one output for this particular system. So the disadvantages will be overcome by the retentive timer. Now what is the block diagram of the retentive timer? So whenever we use a retentive timer, we can connect here block format. In the block format, okay, first we can apply the input signal. Suppose IN01 is my input for this particular system, and here the second input is compulsory for the timer instruction. The name of the second input is like that, IN02. So here we can connect enable or the reset pin. Now in the block format, we can write here the preset value, and this is my accumulator register. Okay, if we can start any product or any instrument after the 5 seconds, so we can write here in the preset the value of the timer, and we can store this value in some register. So we can here write down the HR011. HR is indicate the holding register. We can also write here IR011. IR is my input signal. Okay, and we can compulsory connect here the output coil. The name of the output is CR01 and the name or the command of the timer is T01. So what is the indication of this block diagram or is ladder diagram? So whenever input is energized and enable pin is on, my timer will be on after 5 seconds. Okay, so this is my output for the retentive timer. So here you can see that we can connect more than one input for this particular timer. So the disadvantages of the non-retentive timer is overcome by the retentive timer. So this is the one format whenever we draw the retentive timer. Now the second format is that if we can connect the coil for this particular system. So the second ladder diagram for the same timer operation is like that. We can connect here the input switch and we can connect here the coil. Okay. Now as you study in the chapter number 3, whenever we draw the ladder diagram, the format is like this manner. Input A and we can get the output. This is simple one input one output program. But this is my ladder logic diagram format. If we can draw the relay logic diagram, we can connect like this manner. If you remember. Okay, this is my A input and this is my output Y. Okay, so whenever the relay is closed, we can get the output. Whenever relay is open, we cannot get the output. So same logic will be followed in the retentive timer. We can connect here a switch or we can connect here a relay like this manner. So this is my output for this particular system. Suppose the output name is CR01. So whenever input is applied, this is the logic. Now in the second rung, we can connect enable or the reset pin, and the name of the enable or reset is IN02. Suppose this is the second output, so we can write CR02. This is my logic rung. This is my logic rung, and we can connect with the timer. So we can connect here the third input. This is my main output Y. This is my output rung, and if both the condition is satisfied, so we can connect here CR02 is on and CR01 is on. We can get the output, and here we can connect the T01, and suppose the value of the timer is 4 seconds. So after the 4 seconds, if both the input is enabled, that time after 4 seconds we can get the output. So this is the coil format for this particular program. Clear? Now the next timing diagram for the ladder diagram in the retentive timer is we can connect the enable or reset separately for this particular logic. So for that, simply we can connect the 3 input for this block format. So the first input is for the input pin or the input switch. The second input is for the enable, and the third input is for the reset. Okay. Generally the condition is like that. If the pin is enabled, it is not a reset, and if it is reset, it is not enable. So we can connect enable and reset at the same pin, but in some condition, that is special requirement that you have to connect the reset pin separately, or in the program they will ask that you have to connect the reset pin separately. That time we can connect 3 input for this retentive timer in the block format. We can connect, write down here the preset value. Suppose the preset value is 12 seconds, and here we can write the accumulator register, and after the 12 seconds, whatever output is there, it will be on. Suppose CR01, T01. This is my command for the retentive timer. Okay, so we can draw the retentive timer in the multiple way. So depending upon the program, depending upon the application, we can connect the retentive timer. What is the advantages of the retentive timer? In the retentive timer, we can connect the multiple input for the same logic. So we retentive timer is generally used for the industry purpose. Okay, whenever we deal with only one input and only one output, that time we can connect the non-retentive timer. So there are two basic types of timer, non-retentive timer and the retentive timer. Now next, in the retentive timer, if in some industry or some application they will ask after 4 seconds, after 10 seconds, my output will be off. That time we can connect the off timer. Okay, so depending upon the application, retentive timer will be classified into two types: T on timer and T off timer. If we can get the output on after some second, that time we can connect the T on timer, and after some second or after some timer output will goes off, that time we can connect the T off timer. Okay, so before study about the T on and T off timer, we know about the timing diagram of the retentive timer, because as you know that T on and T off is the types of the retentive timer. So this is the basic ladder diagram of the retentive timer. Here you can see that they will connect the input, and the name of the input is I:01 to 01. So depending upon the different type of software, we can use a different types of input, but the main function of the input is we can connect here normally open contact ladder diagram. Okay, now in the block diagram, as you know, they will write RTO. What is the full form of the RTO? It is a retentive timer on delay. Okay, so that is mentioned in the below. Retentive timer off. Okay, now they will set the timer T for them too, and they will write the time base. It is 1 them 2. It indicates every 1 second my timer will be go up. Okay, after 1 second it will be 2, then 3, and then 4. Okay, we can change our time base. Okay, here they will write the preset value 100. So we can start the timer after 100 seconds. And first of all, whenever the input is not applied, the value of the accumulator is 0. Now whenever input is applied, the preset value is, in the first time, it is the maximum 100. Okay, and the accumulator value is 0. Whenever input is energized, the accumulator value will be increased every 1 second. So after 100 seconds, whenever the preset value is equal to accumulator value, that time the output goes on. So here this is the block for the retentive timer on. In that they will connect the enable, and what is DN? DN is known as the done bit. Okay, now where the done bit will be on. Okay, so whenever the accumulator value is equal to the preset value. Okay, we can set the preset value, suppose 10 seconds. So after the 10 second in the accumulator we can get the 10 value. So whenever the accumulator that is equal to preset value, done bit will be high. So in the whole program, we can get the done bit only one time for the high. Okay, so this is done bit, this is my enable bit. After that, whenever the timing function is done, timer T for them 1 will be on, because done bit get the 1 and the output will be on. Okay, and after that they will connect the input with the reset pin. If meanwhile the program, if any problem is arise, and if we can restart the program or if we can shut down the program, that time we can press the reset pin. That time my accumulator, suppose my preset value is 100, accumulator will be increased every 1 second. It will be reached 50 seconds. But after that we know that any problem is arise during the plant or during the system, that time if we want to reset the program, that time if we press the reset pin, that time now my accumulator value is 0, and whenever input is energized again, accumulator will be start from the 0 value. Okay, so this is the block diagram that is given in your textbook. So whenever you draw the retentive timer diagram, the must condition is that you have to specify the timer name, time base, preset value, and then accumulator. Whenever the input is de-energized, we can get the accumulator 0. And what is the function of the done bit? Whenever accumulator will be reached the preset value, the done bit will be 1. Okay, now this is the timing diagram of the retentive timer. So they will give the input pulse. So whenever the input pulse is high and that time the enable pulse is high, my timer will be run for this particular second. So here you can see that this dotted line, after both the input enable and input will be high, the timer will be start for the timing. Okay, after some time they will get the preset value that is equal to accumulator value. So that time here you can see that the done bit will show the high pulse, and so that we know about that our timer will be on for this particular preset value, and then it will be reset for the second program. Okay, so this is the timing diagram of the retentive timer. Main thing is you must know about the input and enable. The must condition for the retentive timer is the input and enable will be on at the same time. After that, timer will be start timing, and after the accumulator will be reached at the preset value, the done bit will be high, and after that we can reset the program. Okay, so this is all about the retentive timer timing diagram. Now the next one is the types of the retentive timer. The first type is the T-on timer. What is the application of the T-on timer? As we discussed earlier, T-on timer is used whenever we on some particular output after some time, that time we can connect the T-on timer. So what is the diagram of the T-on timer? So what is the diagram of the T-on timer? So T-on timer, first of all, as you know, we can connect the input switch. Suppose we can write the input switch in the textbook format. So here we can write, suppose 1 jam 12. This is my input switch. After that, in the T-on timer, they will connect the block format. Okay, whenever we deal with the program, we can write down in the block format only preset and the accumulator register. But whenever we write down the theory, we can draw all the necessary thing that we have to use in the T-on timer. So which type of timer we have deal with the T-on? So we have to write here T-on. Okay, after that we can use a timer on delay. That means after some time my output goes on. Clear? So for that we can use one timer, and the name of the timer is suppose T4 jam 0. You can take any name of the timer, but the must condition is you have to write here T. Okay, after that we can write down here time base, and generally in most of case we can take the time base of 1 second. Here you have to write 2 jam 0. So the time base will be 2 seconds. We have also write here 10 jam 0. Okay, after that we can write the preset value. At how much time the output will be on, or at how many times after my output will be on. Suppose we have to write the preset value 100, and first of all, whenever the input is not energized, my accumulator is 0. So this is the format of the T-on timer. After that, we can connect the output. Okay. So name of the output is suppose CR01, and the command of the T-on timer is T01. Okay, so whenever the T0 is on, that means preset that is equal to accumulator value, that time we can get the output. Okay, so that time which bit will be on or which bit will be high, the done bit will be high. So this is the logic. sets the output when the done bit is high. Okay, and if we can get the done bit is high, that time whatever output is there, suppose output name is 1. So this is my output. So output will be on. Okay, so the must condition for the input is the input coil is energized for this particular logic. Whenever the input is energized, my timer on delay will be on and my time base will be 1 second. So every 1 second my accumulator value will be increased up to 100, and after that my output goes on, and whenever the output goes on, we can get the done bit at the high position, and whenever done bit is high, whatever output is connected to this particular timer, it will be on, because here we can use the T on timer. So this is the ladder logic diagram for this T on timer. Clear? Now this is the T on timing diagram. As we study in the retentive timer, T on delay timer timing diagram is same. First is input condition is on. The next must condition is then timer enabled will be on. So here 2 bit will be on. That time timer timing bit will be start from the timing up to where the preset value that is equal to, we can get the accumulator value. If both the value will be equal, we can get the done bit will be high. So after that the timer will be reset. Okay, so this is the simple timing diagram of the T1 timer. Okay, the next one is the T off timing diagram. Now what is the logic diagram of the T off timing diagram? So same thing in the T on timer, but here we can use the T off timer. So input is as it is. Suppose input name is I:012 and suppose this is 10. Okay, this is just format of the software. You have not worry about this name. You have to write any name like this. Suppose IN01, ABC. Okay, so depending upon the application or depending upon the program, you have to write the name for this particular timer. So here we can use the T off timer, off delay, timer off delay. Okay, first of all we have to write the timer, and the name of the timer is 4GEM2. Then we have to connect the time base, and time base is 1:0. Preset value that we have to take suppose 10 seconds, and first of all the accumulator will be 0. And this is my output for the timer of delay. Okay, now what is the condition for the done bit? When the timer T402 will be reach the accumulator value. Okay, that time the done bit will be on, and whenever the done bit will be on, we can get the output. Okay, but what is the difference between T on and T off timer? So it is in the T on timer, they will set the output. In the T off timer, they will be reset the output. That means they will be off the output terminal. Okay, so whenever in the particular application, if we want to off or we close some devices after some time, so we can connect the T off timer. So one main basic difference between the T off and T on timer is that in the T off timer we can set the coil or set the output, and in the T off timer we can reset the output signal. So for this particular second, after 10 seconds my output goes off. Okay, now the next is what is the timing diagram of the T off timer. Okay, so as you know, first of all wrong condition. What is the wrong condition? Whatever input is applied for this particular signal. So first condition is input will be high, input will be on. That time, same time, if enable pin will be high, the timer timing bit will be timing for this particular second. Here 2 timer is connected for the second 2 minutes and the 3 minutes, and 3 minutes is used for the off delay timer. So whenever the of the timer is reached for the preset value. That means preset that is equal to accumulator value. Here you can see that in the timing diagram the done bit goes low. Okay, this is the difference between T on and T off timer. In the T on timer, after the preset value, done bit goes high. Up to the done bit will be low. In the T off timer, the done bit will be high. After accumulator reach the preset value, the done bit goes low, and then we know that we can off the particular output devices. Okay, so this is the main difference between T on and T off timing diagram. Clear? So after study about the T off and T on timing diagram and the ladder diagram, in the next session we will study about the different example using the retentive timer, T on timer and T off timer. Clear? Thank you everyone. If anyone have doubt, then contact me in my email ID.